If you could change any choice you have ever made, would you? You can always make another choice and change the course of your success. Everyone has the potency to make inspired choices. Get ready to listen, share, and experience the creativity that is you. Now, here is the host of the Inspired Choices Show, business optimization expert, Christine McIver.
That's right. It's Christine McIver coming to you live or in replay, whichever way you're listening right now. Welcome, my friends. Welcome to another show of the Inspired Choices Show here on the Inspired Choices Network, our home station. And maybe you're listening somewhere else. We are on more than 300 platforms. So I'd love to know where you're listening from. You can certainly make a comment wherever you're listening from. Perhaps you're watching right now live in Facebook or on one of our other platforms. I'd love you to put hashtag live or hashtag replay. And as always, if you have any questions about this episode or any other episode, I would love to hear from you. You can email me, Christine, at inspiredchoices.ca. So tonight our show is how to own your brilliance in business. It's a topic I speak with many clients about over and over and over again, and certainly a topic that I think every single solitary business owner probably has struggled with a time or two. So this is going to be something that if you're in business or you're thinking about going into business, this is going to be a topic that you're certainly going to want to lean into. It's going to serve you. It's going to serve your clients. It's going to serve your bank account, your family, and actually the entire world when you lean into your brilliance. Before we get into that, I want to tell you a little bit about who I am. I am a business optimization expert. I work with business owners to really show them how they can leverage their business, how they can really optimize what they've been creating, help them to find the gaps in their business, and help them to absolutely find more fun and ease and pleasure with doing their business. I believe that business is pleasurable. It should be pleasurable if you're doing it. Why would you do something if you're not having pleasure? So that's something that I love to show other business owners how they can do that and really enjoy their day-to-day with their business, not be grinding and worrying. So that is one of my roles. I'm also the CEO and founder of the Inspired Choices Network, Inspired Choices Network Publishing, and the Inspired Choices Network Summits, where we also produce those. So we're having a great time over here creating and bringing more amazing opportunities to people out there that would like to grow their authority in their area of expertise. And that's what I love to do, is really help you to build and then to scale what you are doing. So if you'd like to connect with me, as I said, Christine at inspiredchoices.ca. Let's have a conversation. Let's see how I can support you to have more pleasure and to really expand what you're doing in the world. Okay, let's get into the show. So tonight's show, as I said, is how to own your brilliance in business. So do you shy away from your brilliance? When was the last time, this is such a great question, when was the last time you claimed your brilliance and stood proud with it? Or are you one of these people that just shies away from anybody giving you a compliment? Or when they do, you're so incredibly uncomfortable. If you are uncomfortable when someone compliments you, there's some big disconnect with the truth in what they're seeing and the truth in what you're showing up in and believing. And so it's so important that we really start to change that so that you can be proud of what you are doing and being in the world. When we allow our brilliance to be dimmed and we wait to be acknowledged, we actually reduce our capacities. I really want you to hear that. When you dim your brilliance and wait for somebody else to acknowledge us, even if somebody doesn't acknowledge you, but you dim your brilliance, we actually reduce our capacities. We actually reduce our creations. And that severely impacts our future growth. Stop doing that. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. The time has definitely come for you to step into your brilliance and absolutely own what you know. Stop hiding. Stop waiting. The time is now. Life, you hear this all the time. Life is so short, life goes so fast, things can happen tomorrow, and all of that is absolutely true. And what about owning your brilliance and enjoying your life and your business even more than you ever have? I think that that's such an important piece. And that's why tonight I want to invite you to really step into your brilliance and own what it is that you know and what you can be in the world. So let's go back to that point about dimming our light. When you dim your light, when you cannot receive, and that word receive is going to be an important piece in tonight. When you cannot receive the acknowledgement or the compliment from someone else, and most especially from someone else who is a client of yours or someone who you highly respect in business, when you cannot receive that, what you do is you actually cut off your future possibilities, your future creations. There is an energy, we've talked about this every single show. There is an energy to everything. And when someone compliments you and you can't receive it, your energy, you get so uncomfortable, your positive energy, we'll just give it that label, your positive energy actually starts to drop. It starts to recede. And the other person or persons can perceive that energy shift. Now, they may not realize what's just happened, but there will be an uncomfortableness for them as well. So if they are working with you, they've hired you, they're thinking about hiring you, and they become uncomfortable, what do you think the odds are that they are going to want to continue to work with you or to hire you? If they associate you with being uncomfortable, they may choose something completely different. Now, this isn't about you becoming arrogant. This isn't about you becoming extremely boastful. There is a very different energy to that, and the people that would compliment you would not be attracted to you. This is about knowing who you are, knowing what you bring to the world, and being strong, holding your head high, and acknowledging that first to yourself, and then allowing the world to see it as well. So if you're someone who wants to grow your business, and I honestly don't know anybody that does not want to grow their business, but if you're somebody that wants to grow your business, if you're not acknowledging your brilliance and what you are capable of, when you market, when you comment on social media, when you have a prospect conversation, you're talking to somebody about sales, if you cannot own your brilliance, how do you expect someone else to own it and then want to hire you? How is that going to be possible? Right? They're not going to want to really connect with you. They're going to feel off. And if they feel off, then again, they're going to pull away. So I want you to really write down and look at times where someone has complimented you or you've had a prospect conversation and it didn't go well. Were you doubting your own capacities? Were you questioning if you could actually accomplish that work? If you are doubting yourself, if you're doubting that you can accomplish that work, then you have work to do. So let's be really clear. If you are at if you're at a level where you're not believing in yourself and you attract someone to you, they are vibrationally very close or similar to where you are at. So that customer sales relationship could start off very poorly. They may be someone that wouldn't feel confident in being able to pay. There is these matching energies that can impact both you and that customer. Now, if you happen to have a conversation with someone who is very confident, who is very successful in business, and you are not feeling confident in what you can deliver, the likelihood is that they're not going to hire you. You're going to go away from that conversation feeling depressed, sad, frustrated, or possibly even resentful. So, what does that do for you? When you come away from these conversations where people don't hire you or don't choose you or don't join your events or don't reach out to give you new opportunities, when people are not doing that, how is that making you feel? And then when you are in those, let's say, lower vibrational energies, what is that actually doing for you, for your mental capacity, for your body? It can impact your sleep, and then it can roll over into future businesses. Everything that we do, every interaction that we have with our business clients, with our business customers, with our future possibilities, with people that we are working with in some capacity, whether it's someone we hire to do our marketing, or it's somebody on our team, or let's say it's somebody you're going to be in a book with, or you're going to be on an event with. When you show up in less than owning your brilliance, they are receiving that. And then you lose the opportunity of possibly having a new client. So I'm really staying on this because you've got to be able to understand, first and foremost, the importance of owning your brilliance. Owning your brilliance has a very long reach into your future. It has a very long reach into your prosperity. Now, there's a difference between owning your brilliance and being still in this space of developing who you are and what you're going to do. So if you are, let's say you don't know 100% what you're going to do in business, exactly where you're going to focus in on, or what your area of expertise is going to be. At the very least, I want you to start to acknowledge your brilliance with something that you're doing in business. So create a list. This is the very first thing that I'm going to ask you to do in order for you to own your brilliance. I want you to start to create a list of what you are brilliant at. And I mean brilliant. I don't mean you're okay with it, right? If you're someone that is brilliant at getting up early in the morning, on completing the tasks that really light you up, so that when you start your business, you are completely full up, your tank's filled up, and you are ready to go. I want you to own that. If you are someone that is excellent, you are so brilliant at staying on top of emails, at communicating via email, at responding in such a great timely manner with your clients, your prospects, your team members, your colleagues, own that, write that down. You're never going to get to the space of seeing yourself at a high functioning business owner who is brilliant if you don't start really acknowledging the smaller steps. And that's why I'm giving you these examples. What are you brilliant at? Are you brilliant at organizing and being organized? Are you brilliant at being ready so that whenever the opportunity arises, you can jump on video with someone? Are you brilliant at creating a safe space for your clients? Are you brilliant at listening, really listening to fully hear what another person is saying? Are you brilliant at systems on computers? Are you brilliant at learning? Are you open? Are you like a sponge that is really willing to take in more information and grow and challenge yourself? Those are just some of the ideas I want you to start looking at. You do not have to get into business specific brilliance, but start there. Start there with that list and start looking at the things that you are doing each and every day and ask yourself, is this an area I am willing to claim I am brilliant at? Is this an area I am willing to claim I am brilliant at? And that's where the list starts to grow. We are going to jump to our break right now. Do not go away. We're going to lean in more after the break into exactly how you can own your brilliance. You're listening to Inspired Choices. I'm your host, Christine McIver. We're here on the Inspired Choices Network. We'll be right back.
Many of us make choices based on our past experiences or based on what others believe. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire for our futures? When you join the Inspired Choices show with business optimization expert Christine McIver, you'll be provoked to look at what is true and what you know, but may not choose, that requires your attention. Christine does not hold back. She brings all her expertise to every show. Are you ready to create and live the life you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email becomeahost@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the Inspired Choices Show with business optimization expert Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine@InspiredChoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
Yes, back to the program. Welcome, everyone. If you're just joining us, we're talking about how to own your brilliance in business. So important to own your brilliance in business, because if you don't, you won't be in business very long. I can guarantee you of that. No successful business owner walks around wishing and hoping people wouldn't notice them. No successful business owner tries to hide. No successful business owner tries to be unseen. So if you're not showing up fully and really owning what you are brilliant at, you will be missed. You will not show up in the world as someone that people want to work with. Now, up to today, up to when you're listening to this show, whatever you've done in the past no longer matters. What matters is each and every day going forward after you hear this material, because every single day you can change the direction of what you are doing in your business. But it starts with you making a choice. And if you're not choosing to challenge yourself to be stronger, to be more capable and competent, if you're not challenging yourself to be even more brilliant than you were yesterday, it's not going to happen. You need to see yourself as a business owner who is in constant movement at creating greater with who you are and with what you are doing in business. You know, you cannot sit back on your laurels and hope that the doorbell is going to ring, that the phone is going to ring, that someone is going to suddenly come into your world and want to work with you. You know, I'm sure many of you pardon me, know the law of attraction. And the law of attraction is about like attracts like. That's the most simplistic, um, the way that I can explain it. Well, what starts first and foremost with the law of attraction is your thoughts. And even before that is your energy. Your thoughts are creating the energy that you show up in. So you have a thought, that thought creates an energy. And then when you are in alignment and really enjoying that energy, it's like it becomes a generator. It generates more wonderful thoughts, more wonderful energies, more wonderful feelings. And this continues, and you keep showing up in a wonderful energy. Well, when you are in this wonderful energy, let's call it the energy of brilliance. When you are in this wonderful energy of brilliance and you keep showing up with that energy, that is the energy that you are putting out to the world. In fact, you don't even have to do any marketing or speak to people. Your energy alone will stand strong. The largest way that we communicate with people is through our energy, right? People say it's, it's our words, it's the way that we look, it's the way that we hold ourselves. All of those things are important, but nothing sets the stage more than your energy. So if you don't have this energy of feeling brilliant and strong and confident and capable in what you do in business, you're going to start to like slouch. You're going to start to like, hold back. You probably won't take the time to really look your best and feel your best. You might eat poorly. You might sleep poorly. You're going to start to show up as someone who is not fully in it to really grow themselves and grow their business. Your thoughts about who you are and what you are brilliant at sets the stage. It completely sets the stage. So let's say right now you are brand new in business, or you're going through a time where you're feeling doubt about your brilliance. And that's okay. That just means that if you acknowledge that, then you're ready to change it. So that's a good thing. So let's say you're kind of at the beginning of owning your brilliance. You can make a choice every day in finding something that you are brilliant at. Now, when you do this, when you begin to acknowledge what you are brilliant at, it may feel silly. As I said in the last segment, I want you to start making lists of the simplest things that you are brilliant at. And as you do this, you are going to start, it's like building blocks of brilliance. That's really good. So I want you to start seeing this as you're creating these building blocks of your brilliance. And as you do this, you are going to start to be open to acknowledging more of your brilliance, and B, be willing to receive more of your brilliance. So a lot of people, we are all great at something. We're all good at something. We're all brilliant at something. But when we don't acknowledge it, we don't actually receive it for ourselves. We won't even receive our own brilliance. Well, if you want someone else to receive you, if you want someone else to do business with you, if you can't receive your brilliance, it's actually not sitting there, right? It's not there for the world to pick up on. And so how can you expect your business to grow if that's not available for other people to receive, right? They can't. If it's not there, they can't receive it. And that's where you owning your brilliance is so important. Now, you may think that some of the things are silly, or you may think that some of the things are arrogant. But what if you suspended your judgment and you allowed yourself to play in the arena of, I actually think I'm really brilliant at this. I'm really brilliant at this. You know what? I'm brilliant. Oh my gosh, I'm so brilliant at doing this. Now you see there's an energy of excitement and joy in the way that I say this. Now, if you're worried about sounding arrogant, right? This is what an arrogant person would sound like. I am brilliant at this. I'm so brilliant at this. I am brilliant at doing this. You should hire me. You can hear and feel and sense the difference in the way that I delivered both of those, right? Someone who really does own what they are brilliant at, they will be an invitation for other people. So I'll give you myself as an example. When I meet with a prospect client, let's say someone who is interested in having a show, a podcast, and a TV show here on the Inspired Choices Network. When I meet with them, I get to know who they are and what they're brilliant at, and then they start to ask me questions, and I truthfully sit in my strength of knowing what I am about to share with them and what we deliver. We are brilliant at what we do. We are brilliant at what we do. But over the years, when I first started to do this, I actually had the energy of, I hope they will say yes. Who hasn't spoke with a prospect and, crossed your fingers, crossed your toes, and hope to goodness that they would say yes, right? Well, there were times that I didn't have the confidence and the acknowledgement that what I was doing was brilliant. And how did that change? My skill set did not change a great deal over the years. What changed was my acknowledgement of what I am brilliant at. And it's critical. And the difference is that the really cool thing is when you change this acknowledgement, your business starts to follow. The clients and the customers start to follow. Are you willing to own your brilliance? Are you? Do you get uncomfortable with that? Here's another exercise that I want you to do. After you get that list, let's say at least 5 to 10 things on that list that you are brilliant at doing. I want you to look yourself in the mirror at least once a day, and I want you to recite those things as you look in your eyes. Now, this is not something in business, but this is something I have done for a very long time, and it was a real catalyst for me to own my brilliance in business. Is one of the things that I love to create is I love to create pies. I absolutely love making pies. I like making pies and butter tarts, and if you're not Canadian, you may not know what butter tarts are, but I love, love, love to create them. And when people would, the conversation of baking or something would come up, I would say, I'm brilliant at making pies. I make the absolute best butter tarts. I do make the absolute best butter tarts. And I don't flinch. I stand tall. I look people right in the eyes and I go, I do make the best butter tarts. And I had the honor and the privilege of bringing and making pies and butter tarts for one of my niece's weddings. And the entire wedding was raving about my pies and my butter tarts. I wasn't surprised because I know that I'm brilliant at making pies and butter tarts. Now, whether you like my butter tarts or my pies, it doesn't matter. It does not matter to me. What matters to me is I enjoy them, I love making them, and I know I'm brilliant at that. Now, I've been able to say that for a very long time. And when it came to business, I started to use that kind of as my, I easily say that about what I do. What else am I brilliant at? So that's a question that you want to add. What else am I brilliant at? Allow your business to show you. Allow the universe to show you. And be open to being uncomfortable when you look yourself in the eyes, when you say, I am brilliant at this. Be open to being uncomfortable until you're not. The ability to say that you are brilliant at something is a new muscle for most of us. And until you work that muscle, you're not going to have that figured out. Now, when we come back from break, we're going to talk a little bit more about receiving. And I really would love to get into that. If you have any questions, you can join us at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com and join us in the chat room where you can be asking your questions or share what you really are challenged with about owning your brilliance. And we can answer those questions and get a little bit deeper into exactly what it is that you can be doing to own your brilliance. But before we go to our break, I want to share with you our very first book that Inspired Choices Network has published. This is called Light from the Shadows, Enriching the Lives of Others. And these people, these amazing, brilliant people on this cover are all hosts here on the network. And they share their story about what they have done, what journey they have gone on to become who they are today. And they own their brilliance in these chapters. So you can get this book on Amazon, wherever you are, whatever country you're in. It's a brilliant read. I'm super, super proud of the book, and I'm super proud of each and every one of these authors. So definitely check this out if you're looking for some inspiration, some motivation, and some people that you could identify with. Okay, my friends, we're going to go to our second break. You're listening to Inspired Choices. I'm your host, Christine McIver, here on the Inspired Choices Network. We'll be right back.
Many of us make choices based on our past experiences or based on what others believe. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire for our futures? When you join the Inspired Choices show with business optimization expert Christine McIver, you'll be provoked to look at what is true and what you know, but may not choose, that requires your attention. Christine does not hold back. She brings all her expertise to every show. Are you ready to create and live the life you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is the Inspired Choices Show with business optimization expert Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine at InspiredChoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
All right. Welcome back, my friends. This has been a fun conversation tonight. We're talking all about how to own your brilliance in business. Let me ask you this question. How many people, and who's the first, second, and maybe even third person that you compare yourself to in business? Who do you compare yourself to in business? We all have done it. Most of us are still doing it. Who do you compare yourself to in business? Who do you see out there as your competition? Is there someone? Is there a business? Are there other people that you look to and you get angry and resentful when you look at them and their business success? It's a real telltale sign when you get angry about somebody else's success. It actually really says more about what you think about yourself than what you are being and doing in the world. You know what, we all have done that. I don't think you're a less than person because you resent someone else. But it really does show rather that you are seeing yourself as less than someone else when you resent their success. Do you resent other people's success? Do you sit and wish that they were not in business, that you were them? Are you wishing you are someone other than who you are in business? There's lots of opportunities for us to grow. No one is above growing in business. I don't care where you are in your business. I don't care who you are. I know that there are always more opportunities for us to become more professional, to become a greater authority, to look at the way things are in the world today. They're very different. Everything is very different in the way you do business today than when I started my business 15 years ago. It's very different. And we need to be able to stay on top of that. Do you resent that we have to change things? When you have any of that energy of competition or resentment or comparing, you are lacking confidence. And when you're lacking confidence in what is going on for you and you're worrying, you cannot have those energies and have the energies of what you are brilliant at. You just can't, because it's layered. And think of, this is kind of hard to explain, but when you think about anger, I want you to imagine it as like a big stone. It's a heavy energy. What we would call negative energies are much heavier energies. The energies around things that are lighter, like joy and happiness and pleasure, and those energies are much lighter energies. Now, I'm making this very simplistic because we have a very finite amount of time here. But when you look at these energies, if you have energies of anger, resentment, comparing, and you want to have the energy of brilliance as well, these heavier energies are going to supersede the energy of brilliance. It's like you cannot hold the heavy energies and the light energies at the same time. You just can't. And so it is incredibly critical that you look at any of those types of energies that you are holding on to, that maybe even surprise you and pop up when you see people on social media. Social media is so designed for us to be voyeurs into other people's worlds. And more than 80% of people are not even commenting or interacting on social media. They're just watching and watching and watching. And there's nothing wrong with going around and looking at what people are doing, but is that the reason that you are on social media? Or is it actually to be social, to interact with others, to share your world with others, to share your business with others? Or is it just to watch? Well, as a business owner, if you are just watching, what are you actually creating? And why are you even on social media? Right? So when you are when you have a desire to step up in social media and to be seen and to be taken seriously and to be hired, right? When you are showing up and you show up as who you are and you are showing up with being proud of who you are and proud of what you are doing in the world and showing the world what you are brilliant at, you have no competition. Competition does not exist when you own your own brilliance. I want you to hear that again. Competition does not exist within your world when you own your own brilliance. So I want you to look at that as well. This is another piece of the homework. Ask yourself, or pay attention if this comes up. Am I feeling like I'm in competition with someone? Or, oh my gosh, I really wish this person wasn't around. These thoughts go through your head. And then you're like, oh my gosh, I'm operating from competition. Now, competition is lack energy. Competition is lack energy. When you believe you have to compete against someone else, you believe that there is less than enough for everyone in the world. That's lack energy. Boom. right? And when you are operating from lack, you have the mindset of lack, you're putting out the energy of lack, you're not going to be attracting the wealth and the prosperity that you desire. But when you own your brilliance and you know what you do is brilliant, and the people that are looking for your level of brilliance, when you show up, you are willing to receive the acknowledgement from others. You're willing to receive new business and you're willing to receive money. And when you show up in your brilliance, others are willing to receive what you have to bring in the world as well. But when you're showing up saying, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, and you're resentful, you are trying to compete with someone else, you're trying to outdo somebody else, right? You are going to be in that lack energy, even if it doesn't appear so with your words. Your words mean absolutely nothing if your energy doesn't match your words. So, owning your own brilliance in business requires you to acknowledge where you are lack in your confidence regarding your capacities and your abilities. Now, it doesn't mean you have to be great at everything in business. But one of the things that I'm brilliant at is continuously desiring to grow who I am as a business owner. I desire to continue to grow. I desire to continue to learn. I am brilliant at choosing to continue to learn. And when I choose to continue to learn, I grow. And when I grow, I bring that energy to my business. I bring that energy to my team. I bring that energy to my clients. And when I am doing that, I am creating greater in the world. Because when I'm showing up that way and I'm being a model for both my team, my customers, my clients, the people around me, when I'm showing up with that energy, I am being an invitation for them to show up in their brilliance as well. How can we not be creating a greater world when we are modeling brilliance, when we are modeling how we can each and every one of us grow more prosperous? And growing more prosperous starts with the prosperity of belief within who we are. Then the clients and the money comes easily. It comes easily. Now you may be saying, yeah, right, Christine, like the money's not coming easily. Well, then let's look at that. Let's really look at the experiences that you've been creating, because we create every one of our experiences. And then let's look at where you are struggling, what areas you are struggling in. Because I will tell you, there's yet a client out there that I have worked with that has struggled in one area of their business or another, who hasn't had at least 2 or 3 areas that they lack confidence in, and 2 or 3 areas that they do not believe that they are brilliant in. When you walk around the world saying, yeah, I'm okay at this, yeah, I can do that, that doesn't invoke confidence in your future clients. And this is, again, I want you to really get this. This is not about you pushing and being arrogant about what you do. This is about you showing up and saying, I am brilliant at doing this. One of the things that I am brilliant at doing is coming up with ideas. Now, when I first started my business, I can tell you I was petrified that I would ever come up with an idea that was not already done in the world. I was petrified. I actually thought there's no way I can succeed in business. I have no ideas. I'm not creative. I bought that. And I was like, wait a second. After a while, I was like, wait a second. I have ideas. And when I started to acknowledge that I was creative, I started to open up to receive the ideas from the universe. I started to open up to seeing the possibilities of ideas in the world. And that's when the floodgates started to happen and the ideas started to come in. When I say I am brilliant at coming up with ideas to create in my business, more ideas come in. In this past year alone, I came up with 3 new business ideas. And my business has expanded, and I'm pinching myself. I'm telling you, I am pinching myself. And that none of this would have happened. None of it would have been created had I not been willing to own that I'm brilliant at coming up with ideas. I've come up with a lot of ideas that didn't succeed, but they led to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. Are you willing to own that you're brilliant at creating? Are you willing to own that you are brilliant at receiving new ideas in your business? We're going to go for our final break of the show. We'll talk a little bit more when we get back. You're listening to Inspired Choices. I'm your host, Christine McIver. We're on the Inspired Choices Network. We'll be right back.
Thank you for choosing to listen to Inspired Choices Show. Christine McIver will return next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you'll join us. Until then, be willing to choose what you really desire. This is your life, making the choices that bring you all that you desire.
All right. How is everybody doing? Where are you at with the thought of owning your brilliance? Where are you at? Are you overwhelmed or are you excited about creating? The idea that you are brilliant is not a new idea. You are a unique being. You have your own energy. You have your own abilities that no one else has. Your brilliance in the world is like your thumbprint. Your brilliance is unique to you. The way that you do things, the way that you show up, the way that you see things, the way you perceive things is a combination of your experiences, your beliefs, the environment in which you live, your community. Nobody has walked in your shoes. Nobody has the combination of your life exactly the way you have for them. No one. Your creation and your brilliance and the way that you see things in the world is unique to you. And so from that perspective, you can create things differently. You can create things differently. And one of the most important things is that when you own your own brilliance, you can open up to the possibilities of new ideas, of new ways of looking at things. When you know that you cannot fail unless you stop trying, and when you know that you have your own back in business, when you know that the universe has your back in business, and that you get to start every single day with a fresh opportunity, you cannot fail. You cannot fail. The only failure, truthfully, is if you stop, and you would need to stop if you didn't own your own brilliance, if you were operating from the space of lack and worry. You know, lack is in so many different things. Worry is one of the biggest things. If you are worrying about anything, absolutely anything, that is a lack energy. You have a belief that something cannot succeed. What would actually happen if you put your worry in a box and put it away? What if you woke up every day knowing, just like the universe knows, like it shows us in the beautiful landscape around this world? Nature is such a gorgeous, gorgeous reference for all of us for possibilities. Nature shows up gorgeous every single solitary day. Nature shows up with strength, with creativity, with resilience, right? What if you showed up with that energy every single day, knowing that you are not less than any creation in the world, and you have consciousness and a mind that can create? Are you truly willing to succeed in business? Are you? Are you willing to succeed? Are you willing to receive the joy and the possibility of success? Many people who do not have the belief that they can succeed, they will then operate from the space that success cannot come to them because they don't believe that it's possible. If they're continuously referencing the past, I've never succeeded before, so why would anything change now? Well, okay, then you've made a decision that that's what's going to be. But what if you suspended all of those negative thoughts and all of those worries, and you really put them away, and you allowed yourself to show up stronger? You allowed yourself to receive the brilliance and acknowledge the brilliance. You cannot change your mindset about your brilliance until you acknowledge it. Bottom line, you cannot. You have to start acknowledging it, and start with those baby steps, like I was telling you in the first segment. Start with the baby steps and watch them grow. Watch them grow. I have a list of things that I'm brilliant at, and some of them are just the funniest things. They're just the funniest things. I am brilliant at getting up in the morning and organizing my kitchen and my living space so quickly, and that I am able to come into my office and work knowing that everything is set and ready to go at a moment's notice. I actually have a very difficult time working when things are disorganized. So because I got very brilliant at organizing and keeping things looking absolutely fabulous. That feeds me, and that feeds my energy for the day. So I got brilliant at it. And it's a funny little thing. I don't think I've even shared that with anybody before, but it's something that is a great example at what are you brilliant at. Maybe you are brilliant at getting up in the morning and getting ready, business ready right away. Maybe you are brilliant at reaching out and communicating with people regularly. Maybe that is one of your brilliant capacities. Own it. Acknowledge it. I am brilliant at this. I know someone that's written a book about being brilliant at getting up and getting through tasks and really creating a beginning of the day and an end of the day with his capacities. This is available to you as well. I really do hope that you enjoyed today's show. I really do hope that you're willing to step more into your brilliance, because when you do, you create greater brilliance in the world, and you make that available for each and every one of us to enjoy and savor. Your brilliance in the world creates a more brilliant world. Imagine when all of us step into doing that. What kind of a world are you willing to be in and to assist in creating? Your brilliance is required. You didn't come here to play small. You did not come onto this earth to not show up. So how about you show up? Show up with your brilliance. Love who you are. Enjoy who you are. Play with the day. And your business is going to follow. Thank you again so much for being here. Come back next week. We will have another show to share with you regarding your business. And until then, I want you to remember you can always make another choice. Reach out to me. Let's connect, and let's elevate your brilliance in the world.
Thank you for choosing to listen to Inspired Choices Show. Christine McIver will return next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific. on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you'll join us. Until then, be willing to choose what you really desire. This is your life, making the choices that bring you all that you desire.